Hello YouTubers, my name is JFlow Triple Flow. I am the owner of J&J Handyman. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share. So I did some research on how to install a cable on a Cobra. I purchased this machine about 7-8 years ago, and the model number on this thing is, let's see if we can see it. Should be a manufacturing plate here. Okay, here we go. Model number LX1000, serial number 334640. Now, according to this, it was made in 2012. See this little circular pop out? That indicates that's the date that it was manufactured. So anyways, I looked through YouTube and I couldn't find anything that, you know, because I don't want to make a video that someone else has already made. And obviously, for any of you guys that's ever dealt with one of these things, trial and error, I have installed them backwards, and once that cable, especially a 100-foot cable, I mean, look at it, it's way out there. And so I just kind of unwound it and just put it on my yard there and started putting it in. Now, when you install these, it's very important that you put them in properly, because if you don't, and you start rolling this cable inside, and you do it backwards, it'll kink up in there and you will lose a brand new cable. So at the end of this cable, here's a distributing tube. It is right here. See that? So as it goes in through the front, that's what you do. There's at the end of this cable, there's a circular tip with a hole in it, and you take out a screw. Now there's various screws here. I normally go, I mean, it doesn't matter where you put your cable at, as long as you don't put it in backwards. If I would have put this in facing that way, and whenever you start winding this up counterclockwise, it would obviously been backwards and we would have had a problem. So if you see there, that cable is facing to the left, and as you start putting this in, it starts winding up the way it should. See that? How it's going around? There it goes. Because you're going to be feeding it clockwise into your drainage system. So if you just go and just keep going like this, it'll go in properly and you're not going to have any kinks. So let's go ahead and do this, and I will get back to you and show you how to put the drum back in and how to put it back onto the machine. You have that little belt there. I'm not sure the size or the dimensions of that particular belt, but it goes around the little shaft of the motor onto your drum, and it's really easy. Cobra did think about the the plumbers and DIY people on how to remove the drum easily without having to take a bunch of nuts and bolts out. So let's get this wound it up, and we'll get back in a few minutes. Alright guys, so there is your cable. It's in there. I know it don't look pretty, but it is installed properly, and I am now going to pick this up. Now it's heavy. So what you're going to want to do is, you have this shaft here. See that little groove? On this here, you have this little pin, and inside of here, this pin goes in here, and you can see as I pull up that little pin there, it's spring loaded. There's your spring. Obviously Cobra thought about this. There's still grease in there. You want to keep that lubricated so your shaft here doesn't get dry on you, and you'll have good circular spinning at all times. But you're gonna want to lift this up, and you slide that end of that shaft inside that hole, and then you lay that down, and normally you just slide it in there, it'll click. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so I slid it in there, and I actually had to lift this mechanism here because I noticed that whenever I was actually putting that shaft inside this hole, it wouldn't click. So I actually had to lift it up, push this drum into the shaft, or into that, I don't know, I guess that's about 1-inch pipe, this blue right here. And as I slid it in and lifted up that little pin there, it made a clicking sound, which indicated that it is now in the proper setting. Okay, so now we're going to put this cable on. And I've always find it easier just to put it like this. And then normally, actually I'm lying, I put it on that first, and then I set it in an angle like this, and I start turning it while I'm holding the cable. And then as I start turning, I use my right hand to maneuver it as well. So basically I hold this, put this on first, on the belt on top of this first, and then I put it on this here, and then I start turning it. So as I start turning it, I'll then put my right hand over here and hold it, and then start turning it all at the same time. And as you can see now, it is now intact. And that's all she rolls. And that'll, seems a little bit off. Almost feels like this ain't far enough, but that's as far it goes. That's the way it's designed. And so here you have your foot pedal. So when you turn on your machine, which there's your on and off switch, you can control it by pushing this on your foot. Normally, you know, it's rule of thumb to have 2 people so that one person can hold it while the other person is pushing on this, or while the person feeding this, you have control of it. Because if you have someone pushing that while you're trying to push that into the sewer line, chances are they're not going to be able to stop fast enough for you to get your hands out of the way or whatnot. But I can guarantee it, if you control the feeding into your PVC or your sewer line and control this pedal at the same time, you're going to have better chances of not getting hurt. I have worked for plumbers that, you know, they actually control the pedal, but you have to be very communicative, or else you're going to have run into some problems. So anyways, that's my video for tonight. It is now about 10:30, 11 o'clock. I had to get this done before the boys got here in the morning. Now, you look down there, it looks kind of really trashy, but you know, you have that distributor tube that does the feeding. I've already pulled it out once or twice, and it's perfect. So God bless you. Good night. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.